A-E-1 Source.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Davy Wreck, DJ, producer, b-boy, designer, artist. And the music just is very therapeutic for me because I get to get whatever I have in my head, whatever emotion I have going on, whether it's positive or negative, I'm able to challenge that into a song. Yeah, it was super amazing because I would just be on YouTube randomly watching b-boy battles in Korea, and I hear my break in the background. I'm like, hold up, they're dancing to my break? That's crazy. It made it over there. It's wild. This is in Ukraine right now. This is it was everywhere, in a lot of the breaking community. So it's just really great feeling, especially when it's your community. I got in some productivity within myself, so I'm building myself up. So it's a win-win situation. That's how I like to look at it, and that's how just the whole arts have been able to help me with my mental health. It's life is about balance. Too much of anything, you're gonna rust out. Listen to yourself, listen to your body. And you're now at sometime, somewhere for AT1 radio. So my early exposure, the first time I actually seen a real b-boy, I was 12, going on 13 years old. And I was in Rockford, Illinois, middle of nowhere, because my dad was out there. And I wanted to learn so bad, but I was so scared because I was at a gym. And I saw this guy, he was in a beater just doing elbow tracks, air flares and stuff. And I was just so intimidated that I didn't even ask him. But fast forward, I'm 16 years old in high school, and my Korean homie, Phil at the time, he's they started this dance club at school, and they said it was breaking. I was I want to learn. He taught me the 6-step, which is the basic foundation. And from there, I just got hooked. I got addicted to it. I was I need to learn this. It's either now or never. So that's how it all really happened for me. No, I would go to competitions at the first time, but I wouldn't battle because I was just too whack at the time. I didn't start really battling and getting serious into breaking until 2 years in the game of it. So I was 18 at the time, and that's my senior year of high school. I fully leaned into breaking. I told you, I would practice for all day, all summer until I would throw up. My friends and I, we would just stay at my house or go to their house and just dancing everywhere, outside on the street, getting glass in our hands. Because some of the dance studios where I'm from in Virginia, they wouldn't allow us to break there. So we would just go on the streets raw b-boy stuff. So then when I got to college is when my breaking really started to skyrocket, and I really started to seeing the impacts of training and being disciplined, because I had the facilities in college at the time. So I would just go to class. If I wasn't at class, I was in a dance studio, and I was just going ham. When I was able to do slow motion halos and flares and all that, especially because my height, I'm pretty tall for a b-boy. A lot of b-boys are the average height is 5'4", 5'6", and I'm 6 foot. So when I started doing power moves, and my friends I seeing the reaction on their faces, I'm okay, I'm actually getting somewhere with this, and starting to get recognized when I would be at jams and so forth sometimes. And some people that I thought were dope, when they would start giving me validation, that's when I started realizing I'm actually pretty decent at this. Yeah, so it means the world to me in a sense, because I would say that breaking and just music and art, it just really changed my life. It saved my life. I really believe in that saying, idle's hands is a devil's workshop. If I didn't have any of this, I would probably be out getting in trouble somewhere. So that's why I like breaking, because it kept me disciplined, my diet, and learning how to listen to my body and rest when I need it and so forth, and just keeping me out of trouble, because I can't go out and do XYZ because I've been breaking all day. So I'm just going to stay here, rest, or be on a laptop, make some music, and vice versa. And the music just is very therapeutic for me because I get to get whatever I have in my head, whatever emotion I have going on, whether it's positive or negative, I'm able to challenge that into a song. So that's sort of how I would say it's very therapeutic and close to me. My dad, he's the one that got me into music and dancing and just the arts in general, because he was an artist himself in a sense. He drew, my grandmother drew, and so forth, but he's the one that first bought me my first beat machine. He got me my turntables. He would take me to see some of the mentors that would guide me in the sense of where to go with music and just teach me the basics and the foundations. So he played a big pivotal role in my life in that aspect. Shout out, Dad. First four, so it was very sample based. So when I first started making music, it was sounding very Jay Dilla like. That was like my foundation in the sense of like my inspo for making music, and like that mix with so J Dilla sped up, I would say, because everything I was making was for me to break to, because I was tired of like all the break beats being like either like super old funk, which is nothing wrong with that, or just being like redundant breaks that I would hear constantly. So I just wanted to make something that I never heard before, that my friends and I we could practice to. And shout out to Novocaine in VA, because she is an amazing femc and producer. She's the one that actually sat down with me in 2012 and showed me like, this is how you use the sampler on FL Studio. And like once I learned that, it's like everything just started going like this, because I already knew what I wanted to sample and how I wanted things to sound. I just didn't know how to sample it. And she actually showed me how to work like this, the Edison sampler in FL Studio, and it just changed my life. Because she was the only person that was able to explain to me how to use the software in like a certain way, and like it just everything just clicked. So like one of the first proud moments for me making music was like in 2014 or so. I put out this break mixtape on Bandcamp called like "Can I Get a Break?" Thinking nothing about it. You know, I took like this meme of this girl, and it's like has her like with the hand out like this. It's still on Bandcamp, I think, to this day. But like I didn't think anything of it, but like it did some pretty good numbers, like hundreds of thousands of views on like YouTube and so forth. And I was just really shocked, because I wasn't the one that posted. Like people around the world were purchasing it on Bandcamp, so it was really cool to see like other walks of life like resonate with their music, especially at such a beginning stage. So that was like the motivation for the feel like, hey, actually like people are liking this, maybe I should continue doing this, because I was thinking about like quitting too for that time. And then like also like this transition into me starting to get like some of my first gigs coming up in Virginia through like Rodney from like Trap-tastic and stuff, and like just doing like b-boy competitions. So like really just grinding it out. So it all like gave me the fuel for the fire to keep going. Yeah, it was super amazing, because I would just like be on YouTube randomly watching like b-boy like battles in like Korea, and I hear my break in the background. I'm like, hold up, they're dancing to my break. That's crazy. It made it over there. Like it's wild. Like this is in Ukraine right now. This is like it was like everywhere, like in a lot of the breaking community. So it was just really great feeling, especially when it's your community. First time playing internationally was like 2013. In Miyakojima, where my family is from, this super small Okinawa island. You can literally jet ski around it within a few hours. It's that small. First off, I didn't think that they had a scene over there until I was able to link up with my boy Kazuki. Cause I was just like going to like whatever clubs that fit my vibe, and I was just like trying to go and see, okay, how is the scene here? And then like there, stumbled upon this club called Club Cream over there, you know, and like I met my homie Kazuki out there, and we were just like clicked, because like first we clicked because of the fashion. Like he liked the outfit I was wearing, I liked the outfit that he was wearing, and it was that slowly evolved into talking about music. He's like, I'm a DJ, I DJ here. I was like, oh, I'm a DJ too. And he's like, oh, you want to DJ here like within the next like few weeks? And I was like, yeah, I'm here for the whole summer, bro. Like, what's up? So it was like that, like in the sense of it's beautiful to see that like these subcultures, not just of music but of fashion, can collide with the music. And from there, I was able to get my first gig ever in Japan, which would lead to me getting like a gig at Ageha the following year when I would go there for school and so forth. But it was just really cool, because I brought like a lot of music that I know that I wasn't hearing there first off, because I was there for a few weeks and I didn't hear them playing like any trap stuff, but it was a hip hop club. So like, oh, let me like see if they like this at the time. And like lo and behold, they did. And this is like when Waka Flocka was coming out in America, people before they even really got a hold. So I was bringing that in Japan at the same time. That whole Atlanta, Southern Virginia rap mixed with like the Neptunes, Timbaland, that type of stuff where I'm from. And then like when I ended up going to school out there the following year, I was staying in Shinjuku. And I was staying in Ikebukuro and going to school in Shinjuku. And like I met some friends just from DJing in Roppongi and Ikebukuro. And like that's how I ended up getting the gig at Ageha, because they heard me play out there and they liked it. They invited me to spin at Ageha at that time, which is like a super massive club in Japan. So like the reason why I like DJing in Japan is just because like I was telling you before, like just Japanese culture in general, like a lot of people feel restricted in the sense. So like when they go out, like they literally like they go all out. So like the vibes were just immaculate in the sense that people are dancing and not really staring at their phones, unlike America. You know, the energy is like hype whenever like you do a certain like transition, like the crowd's going crazy. It's just like it's the energy. It's something like I can say that, but you have to be there in person to experience that. Yeah, Okeechobee, it was a great experience for me because that was my first time DJing on like a main stage and my first time DJing a festival at a time. But it was just amazing because it was like how I would say this, a turning point in my career for me. Like, it's oh man, all this hard work is paying off, and it was just the fact that I got to DJ from being myself and not like sacrificing my artistic integrity. I got there by playing the music that I want to play, how I want to play it. And then for me to be able to do that on a big stage and for the crowd to reciprocate that, it was just a natural high altogether. And it was just like amazing feeling. Like, so that was like a really great like moment and like validation for myself that like, okay, you are good enough and like you just got to keep doing this, bro. Yeah, so the routine, like that's what just like it saved my life because I always like going to school, you know, you have like the regiment when you're like in like elementary, middle school, so it's like okay, they break everything into like hour blocks or so forth or AB days. So I just like took that whole methodology and applied it to my life because at the time I was already like in college and I was like, okay, as you're gonna get older, you're gonna have less time, so you need to really allocate your time for breaking. You need to allocate X amount of time for design, X amount of time for music and so forth. And like I had to just use all these tools because I was like researching productivity also because I didn't have any therapy growing up. So like this was like kind of my therapy in a sense. And also like I came from like a poor family. Like I said, like my dad, he had me at 18. My mom, like she was 18 at the same time, but she wasn't in my life for the longest time. Like now she is. So it's like I always kind of had to learn how to deal with my mental health myself or what I would see on TV. So like by doing that, I was able to, that's why I have these outlets in a sense. That's why I break also because I couldn't like just get off my head and like that's the only time that I'm able to just be free of any type of thought and get away from whatever's going on in my life. Same with music. I'm able to do that because I'm able to just go in a flow state. I'm able to like just get everything out of my head that's negative or so forth that I have going on. And then when I'm done, I come back to the real world. I'm a lot lighter and so forth. And it's like, okay. And at the same time, I got in some productivity within myself. So I'm building myself up. So it's a win-win situation. That's how I like to look at it. And that's how like just the whole arts have been able to help me and help me with my mental health. Because of course you're going to have days where you're like, you can't be happy 24/7 and you can't be like mad 24/7. You have to find your balance. And that's what it's all about. And that's what like all this has taught me. It's like life is about balance. You know, too much of anything, you're gonna rust out. No, I've had to learn the hard way. You know, like I've gone crazy and breaking in the sense I would do 2 a days and I was lifting weights and that's how I injured myself. That was in 2015. Yeah, because I was doing like weights. Like, at the time I was like 170, but I was benching like 325. I have a video of it. Also, because some people don't even believe that I was able to do that because I was going crazy mode, and like I just like you know when you lift weights you're automatically putting like micro tears in your body. So then I would go to practice, and I'm breaking, so I'm like doing the most flexible crazy stuff. I go do like a halo. I did an air flare and I went to the halo. And when I did the halo, but when I went, my neck's like, and I was like, oh man, that's not good. Ended up having like a Batman neck for like a whole month. Which if you don't know what Batman is, like you can't turn your head. You know Batman, he goes like this. It's like that. That's what Batman is. I couldn't even lift my head up like from like laying down. If I wanted to like get up from the bed, if I'm laying down, I have to roll over to my stomach and do a push up. So yeah, that really taught me like, bro, you need to learn how to chill out. Like, you know, it's like you can't just go super. Yeah, you watch anime and all this, but you can't just like be Super Saiyan Kaioken all the time. You gotta learn how to balance it out. You know, you gotta diet and all this type of stuff too. You gotta really just know when enough is enough for yourself. You know, and just know that if you're like your record like for the days like doesn't hit the same as it did the day before, it's okay. You know, a lot of people get stuck up on that too. Well, I did it yesterday. Why can't I do this today? Like, hey, maybe you did it tomorrow, man. But listen to yourself. Listen to your body. I'm a UX designer for the design and research team at a bank. You know, I'm not gonna say what bank. But yeah, I would say that like UX design is like an ikigai of mine. which is like a Japanese word for reason for saying for being. You know, it's like something that you love to do, something that can make money, something that the world needs, and something that you're good at. And like I just love that because like I said, like the world needs it because I'm helping people with my work in the sense of like designing the screen, so I'm trying to make their life as like frictionless as possible in a sense, like not have like apps messing up on them. But at the same time, like the design, like it ties into the music because I do all of my own like visuals a lot of the times, or I'm directing, creating, like outsourcing to like 3D artists. I do a majority of the graphics, yeah, and also do like the directing of the videos, the storyboards, the treatments, and so forth with that. So it all like just like being a true artist, like from like my inspirations, like you know, like how you see Prince, he was doing like a lot of stuff. So like I came up from like that generation, like seeing people like him, seeing people that you couldn't just do one thing, you couldn't just make music, you had to be able to make music, sing and dance, and be able to do PR. You know, like same with me. Like that's what Okeechobee really taught me. Besides that, like the design aspect is like the cleanliness and like the business side, and that's what like the reason why I was able to do Okeechobee is because I had my business together too. A lot of people don't realize when you do these major festivals and stuff, they're not even gonna look at you if you don't have an LLC, because how are they gonna write off you as an artist? And so forth. And if you want to sell merch at these places, you have to have the merch in there within like a month before the actual festival, and you have to do all that like paperwork and stuff. It was a lot, and I did all that by myself. That's where like the design came in. It really just helped me be like not just like the free artist spirit, but it helped me be like very technical within the business and like have all your, you know, cross your T's and dot your I's. You gotta have your foundation. You know, you don't want a house with no foundation. That's how I look at it. That's if anybody want to take anything from this, folks, foundation is the number one key for everything. If you don't have foundation, then you're lost. And you're out of luck.
AE1 short.
At Sometimes Somewhere is produced by Audio-Technica for AT1 Radio. It is recorded at AT1 Studio at Technica House, New York. Follow AT1 Radio and Audio-Technica USA on all social media platforms. Thanks for listening.